Hi, I'm Lisa Salt, and I just want to explain how you can qualify for the BC property transfer tax exemption on newly built homes. There seems to be a lot of confusion around that, and I just wanted to be very clear how a person does qualify for that exemption. The first thing is that the property has to be registered in the Land Titles Office of BC, wherever that may be. For us in the Okanagan, it's in Kamloops. So it has to be registered after February 16th of 2016. The second thing is that you have to be a Canadian citizen or a permanent resident. Now, if you're not a permanent resident or a Canadian citizen right now, but you have reason to believe you will be in the next 12 months, you can then, during that 12 months, you can apply for a refund. But it has to be within 12 months of that property being registered in land titles. The third thing is the property has to be in British Columbia. Totally makes sense. It has to be your principal residence. So how do they determine whether it's your principal residence? Well, you have to move in within 92 days of the property being registered. So that has to be where you live all of the time. It has to be your principal residence. And then after a year, they'll send you a letter to make sure that you're still living there. If you've moved during that time, you still may qualify for a partial exemption. But technically, to qualify for the whole exemption, you have to live there for the entire first year and have moved in within 92 days of it being registered. The property has to have a fair market value between $750,000 and $800,000. Has to have a fair market value below $750,000. You can qualify for a partial exemption between $750,000 and $800,000, and then above $800,000, you're out of luck. But I'll go into that in another video. But below $750,000. So fair market value means as determined by a realtor or an appraiser, not by what you put into it necessarily. And the other thing is it has to be 1.24 acres or smaller. So if all those things come into play, then you can qualify to pay nothing for your property transfer tax on your newly built home. Now you can be partially exempt, like I said, between $750,000 and $800,000. If your property is over 0.5 of a hectare, you can apply for a partial exemption. And if you have another building on the property other than your personal residence, so if there's a second building, I don't really understand that part, but apparently you can qualify for a partial exemption. And that's about it. So in our next video, we'll talk about what it means if you have a property whose fair market value is between $750,000 and $800,000. So any questions on this or any other real estate questions, please give us a shout at the Salt Fowler Team at Vernon, 250-549-SALT or saltfowler.com.